Okay.
Are we on?
Yes.
Hi. This is Norma. She's my best friend, but we don't have a lot in common. So, Norma, as you may know Norma, she's a Republican. She really loves Jesus, like a lot. And I've always said, and I'm still convinced, that 2 children later, she has no idea how birth control works, which concerns me, even though I've talked to you about it a lot. And she's probably the most unlikely person that I should be friends with because I appear to be a lot different than she is. However, we're friends.
We're really close friends.
Here you go.
Okay, this is Megan.
Hi.
And she is also my best friend. And actually, she is the closest best friend I've ever had, which is crazy considering how she just said that I love Jesus. And she does it. And not only does she not love Jesus, she doesn't believe in Jesus. I mean, she doesn't even believe in God. And she's a Democrat, which is opposite of me. And she is
awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. And she is a strong, hardcore feminist. I mean, I love women, but I wouldn't label myself a feminist. But she would. Any female march that exists, she'd probably be there.
If I'm not too
And why didn't you start it?
All right, so we decided that we wanted to make some videos for people to show that even though people sometimes are different, fundamentally different, they can still love each other and be friends and not argue politically, but laugh and talk and find commonalities in extreme differences. And what we wanted to show you was that 2 people that are as opposite, literally as opposite as could be, deeply, truly love each other and support each other and find friendship, right?
Yes.
And we wanted to kind of put that back out there because it seems like in our little world today that you're either in your group of people and you're there and you don't like the other side. And we want to show that that doesn't need to be necessarily the way that it is. Mm-hmm. And we also find ourselves extremely entertaining, and we wanted to share that with you all. So, look, I'm shy. I can't look in the camera. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have. And I'm like bent down because I don't want to show my roll. See if I like.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're posturing. Okay. All
Yes.
right. So what we're going to do is moving forward, once you get to know us, we're going to do an activity together a lot of the time and talk about something that's going on, and you'll be able to kind of see how, if we're in our natural environment, how we see things differently but still support each other and can find that friendship. And a lot of it is that at the end of the day, we love our kids, we love our families, we're running households. Yeah. And I work, she doesn't, but balancing out those things in our life. Does that make any sense? Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
Anyhow, Norma has asked me to help her with a flyer. I know very little about this, but I'm totally in because I like to think that I'm good at designing like graphic stuff, even though that's not my job.
Yes.
So I've got PowerPoint pulled up. And what is it that you would like for me to help you with, Norma?
So I want to start a mom's group in the area, the area where I live. And it's gonna be like a support group for moms, but obviously I want to advertise that it's like Jesus oriented because I don't want to just, pull people in and then talk about Jesus and make them feel uncomfortable. So I want them to know upfront what it is. So it's a Jesus loving moms that love Jesus, right? And we can just kind of share together because it's hard to balance, when you are a mom. It's hard to find time, to pray, which we believe helps us a lot with peace and, you know, reading the Bible, balancing all that, being a mom and a wife and all that. So basically it's a support group.
Okay. But not related to a church, you just have to love Jesus?
Yes.
Okay. What if I don't love Jesus? Can I come to your group as a mom or no?
Yes, you could. I just think that it needs to be advertised that way. So, you know, when you come and we're talking about Jesus, you're not surprised. Or a mom isn't taken back, right?
So, here, I came up with a title for it. Is it the Jesus Loving Moms Group? Yes. But to me, that's getting right to the point. You said that too. I quoted you. You actually said like a Jesus loving mom.
But it just doesn't sound right.
No. Okay. All right. Are kids coming to this group?
Yes, kids. I mean, yes. Kids
Okay,
are welcome
so
to come.
bring your kids. Okay. So what are the goals of the group? Like honestly, like you want it to be about worship, like pray together time, or just knowing that the commonality between us, other than being moms, is that we're Christian? Or are you thinking that you guys are gonna like hold hands and pray?
I mean, we'll probably hold hands and pray.
Really?
For sure.
I mean, literally like hold hands?
Yes.
That's so weird. Sorry.
Wait, how's that weird?
Well,
Holding hands and praying?
Well, I've never held your hand.
But we've never prayed together.
Okay, so you actually want like prayer and stuff.
And stuff. Yes.
All right, so the goal is, okay, all right, you want it to be Bible-centered?
Yes.
Ah, okay, that's better than Jesus loving.
Yes. I
Right?
think so.
Okay. You can't have a secular writing this stuff because we don't speak the same language. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so Bible-centered.
Actually, but it sounds really good, Bible-centered. I don't think we'd ever come up with that wording.
Time for prayer.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to get out of it? You want to...
Fellowship. Do you know that word?
Like in terms of like academic scholarships, like I would get fellowships.
No. Is that what you thought I meant when I said fellowship?
I mean, I'm not dumb, so I know that it's religious, but in academia, a fellowship is when you're given like a goal to study or look at something and then you're funded to do it.
Oh, fellowship is getting together and connecting.
And holding hands.
Yes.
Okay. Totally different in my world.
Yeah, that's
okay.
not the same.
But I mean, your people know fellowship and what that means.
Right, they
okay,
do.
now let's talk. Okay, so now we've got 3 things with prayer and Jesus stuff. And then for the mom part, you want what?
Honestly, I think I really want us to share tips with each other. You know,
Mom
share
tips?
wisdom. Yeah. Or does that sound weird? Share wisdom.
Yeah, it totally sounds weird.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, everything that you say just sounds weird to me. But I was thinking about that yesterday. I was driving and I was thinking about, I know you and I years ago have talked about this, how what I'm convinced some of like the Bible and your whole world is that you actively speak a different language.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of like that fellowship or whatever it is that you have is that you all speak this same language, and when you don't speak that language it sounds really funny. So like words like fellowship and wisdom and that kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sort of?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's always been, and ever since I was little I always thought that the religious stuff sounded funny to me, like almost like you were talking like Shakespearean or something.
Shakespeare.
So you want to share like mom tips, mom wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to laugh?
That would be nice, I guess. Are you seriously gonna write like laughter?
Yeah.
How about fun?
Oh, and fun. and the chaos of being a mom.
Oh, yes.
That's so cute, though,
Yes.
right? It's kind of cheesy.
You nailed it. No.
Okay, so now what I need to know is images. How long are we? We're 10 minutes, so how long do we want to
It's
go?
not that long.
10 minutes is too long. Nobody's going to want to listen to us for 10 minutes. All right. Okay, now what I need to know is this. What kind...
Yeah, they do 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
There's people that, yes. That kid that made like $1 million, his videos are 40 minutes long. You didn't look him up?
That little kid that like does the toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lainey, or my daughter. Oh, I didn't want to say her name. I blew it in the first 10 minutes. I was trying to give her anonymity in here. I'm like, and her date of birth is. Oh, let me give you her social security number. Okay, so what I need to know if I'm going to make this is what kind of imagery would respond well to your people. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, I'd want something pop culture and campy, Americana.
Just moms with kids, it's fine.
Moms with kids.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that is then finding, like, I can't put people anymore in presentations because I'm always afraid that it's going to be too, like, homogeneous and, like, be like a white mom and a white dad. And do you see what I mean? So
I've never thought about that, but okay. I don't think people think of it that deep.
But, I mean, if you're going to put, then are we going to put, like, 2 moms on there and 2 dads and then a mom and a dad?
Oh, it's a mom's group. I don't think it matters if you put 2 moms, 2 dads.
I'm just saying if we're going to show
grandpa.
families, what kind of families are we showing? Uh-oh, we have crying.
Yes.
Do you rock him until he goes to sleep? Because he's not having it.
Oh,
He
baby.
wants to play.
He does?
Yeah, he's wide awake. But I told him I'd be right back. I was going to go talk to his mom. So I don't know what you want me to do. Because I'm okay with him.
I would probably let him play until like 11 and then try again at 11.
Come down here. Or is that going to mess you up?
No, we're almost done. All right.
Oh, did you put it on pause?
No. It's okay.
You're going to be in the video.
The video. Nanny who doesn't know squat.
Wait, hold on. Here, you can let him play upstairs till 11. He likes these toys.
Oh,
And then try again at 11 to rock him.
okay. Woo!
That's so cute. I'll be right back.
He's up there crying. Thinking. We could do...
Yeah, you gotta. You definitely have to edit it.
So, yeah, you don't want your baby crying in the background.
And we're like chilling, talking.
Totally. Not so
And I'm
good.
supposed to be a Jesus loving person.
That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to have to think about pictures because I can't be just creative automatically because we may have to go around this the other way. So, like, we could do pictures of your neighborhood, like real pictures.
Oh, yeah. Samarita Lake. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that park and stuff.
Yes.
And, like, cuteness. And you could be in it, like, posing, like...
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because
We already have to start this video over again.
why?
She's so funny. I'm like, yeah, get him to play. And then she was like, down here.
We can edit. I'll edit things out. Okay, so I think I know kind of what I need to do, and I will make you like a little flyer. But do you want it like once a week? Time and date? That's all stuff you would enter in.
Yeah.
Where's it going to be at?
The park.
The park?
He is not happy.
Do you want to go see him?
No, keep going.
Are you
I'm
sure?
trying to figure out what he needs.
You?
No. Honestly, he goes to sleep with anybody.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his little schedule. Maybe it's me. Maybe he can feel the heathen pagan ways. And he's like, his inner being is...
Don't edit this out.
He's like being warped and he knows it. I've traumatized him. Just existing. All right, the park. Are you going to bring food? Is it going to be like any sort of potluck or no? I don't like potlucks. They stress me out.
No food. Just
No food.
Just
Okay.
kids and moms.
Kids and moms. Are gay dads welcome?
It's a mom's group.
Okay. So no dads of any capacity because it's a mom's group.
Okay, you're.
I'm just asking. I mean, if you.
But it's because you're getting it. I don't know. You're going really deep.
I'm just. I mean, you don't have to.
You're saying. Wait. So your question is, gay dads? You said, are they welcome?
Well, yeah.
I
But
mean,
you're right. You're calling it a mom's group.
Well, yes, it's a mom's group. That would be a dad, right? I mean, unless they identify. I mean, unless. Yeah.
It's making you uncomfortable to have to ponder this. Who can come to your group? Okay.
No, you may. Okay.
And then you'll have a time, a date, a location.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a family group, that's different. But it's a mom's group.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Right?
I don't go to groups, so I don't know how these group things work when you
Okay.
define what group needs to be where.
Okay.
Very confusing to me. Okay. So, when do you want this by? I'll get some drafts of it. You like, that's my new thing. I do this.
I Jesus or wait, no, I do this? What did you say?
I like move, and then sometimes we've been interviewing for some positions like associate director and things at work, and lately I've been doing like this shoulder shuffle, and I need to stop.
Yes, you do.
I'm like, so but it comes from we go to this one meeting that you used to go to when you worked, actually, when in Cochise and out around and stuff, and there's a gal in those meetings and she bounces when she's excited. And I think that's where I got it from, is because like I can see her, because I've been going to these meetings with her for years, and I can see when she's excited about something, she physically bounces, and she's kind of heavy up here, so it's really fun and playful for me to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's where I got the shoulder shuffle from.
I think so.
Do you see where I'm headed here?
Mm-hmm.
It's because I kind of like it when she bounces.
Yeah,
I wait for it.
Wait for it.
I totally do. I'm like, oh, she's getting started. And she'll start talking about something she's really passionate about, and then she starts bouncing. Bounce. Love it. It's amazing. And she's super smart. That's the best part. She's whip smart, and she'll tackle anything. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about something kind of serious that I thought our 0 viewers might be interested in talking about.
Let's.
Okay, so there was a helicopter crash on Sunday of the basketball player, Kobe Bryant, and I think it was 9 people total, and there were lots of moms, a couple moms on there, and some kids, and so it happened on Sunday, and then Monday morning, one of the dads of a mom that was killed on the plane, she was the coach, I think, he was on a morning show, clearly grieving, and he kept, and I'm paraphrasing very, very roughly, I don't know how I'm going to do this without her. I've got 3 little kids, and you could tell that like he hadn't even been able to conceptualize how he was going to do this life without her in it. So then it got me to thinking about the roles that we play in our families, and I've had all these thoughts about it lately because I've been with Mark for a long time, right? So like 25 years, just a little while. And we used to have to negotiate our roles, and then when we had a baby, we had to renegotiate our roles. And I find now, when I'm talking to young couples or couples that are newer, one of the things that I'm always saying is, clearly get those roles defined in the household, whatever they look like. Because here's what I think maybe I'm figuring out, because those little rebels like me, I'm not a stay-at-home mom, and I don't subscribe to the male-female versions. A lot of us have to figure out what those roles look like because they're no longer being defined just by society.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sort of. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. Like, how did you define your roles in your marriage, and how is that going?
I laugh because you're like, how's that going? I like it.
How is that going? Because I remember there was some negotiating with roles.
Yeah.
For you
so
guys.
We've only been married 2 years and a couple of months, and we already have 2 kids.
There's that birth control confusion I was talking about.
And they're 11 months apart, so it's a lot of work. So I think, when we first had our first baby, Levi, we had to kind of figure it out. It was a little difficult, I just felt I needed more help, but then, then when we would talk about it, he's like, well, I'm not sure how you want me to help. So it was just a lot of communication and learning how to communicate. And then once the second baby came along, it was like, actually what ended up happening was we realized that because they're a lot of work and they demand so much attention, we don't really actually have time to really talk or connect.
Okay.
So then we decided that once they're both in bed, bedtime for both of them, we actually don't watch TV. We put our phones away and we talk about whatever we want to talk about, And
Really?
Really.
Every night?
Yes, every night.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually
For how long does this
really
occur?
enjoy it.
How long does this occur for?
About an hour and a half.
What?
But I mean,
Wait, are you the one doing all the talking?
no, both of us.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just, I mean, seriously, when you have 2 kids under 2, we don't really get to talk. I mean, our conversation is like, okay, I'm going to take Levi to the park.
Right.
So like, I
Right.
think for us, it's more of like we miss having a connection. Like, it's really the only way we can really like talk. So then we started taking it a step further, and like every Wednesday, which I've gotten really bad about, but we actually talk about meal prep, like what we're gonna eat, what we want to eat. Yeah. So we do that, and then I go grocery shopping.
You know what I heard too is that kids bring the kids into it at some point, because kids that are involved with the food planning or prep of food are more likely to have good, curious eating habits. Because you're not just putting the food in front of them. I know your boys are too young now, so and I learned that Lainey, there's her name again, one of her friend, her little like BFF at school, boyfriend forever, I guess. His mom is a pediatrician, and she was saying something about that. And I was like, that's so true, because Lainey will eat more when she's involved in what the menu looks like for the week.
Oh.
So
That's good to know.
hey,
What?
look, that was my mom wisdom.
Yes, that
was
does
wisdom.
fall under the mom wisdom part. Yeah. So we meal prep, and then we don't want to spend all that time talking about the kids, because it probably takes like an hour and a half that we kind of talk and then go to bed. But like, and then we only use like once a week to talk about just the kids, and like concerns.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
think about it. Like, if you talked about the kids like every day, right? You just can't do that.
I think that's what happens a lot of times too, isn't it? Like, the working parent comes home and the stay-at-home parent then just like purges all this stuff about the kids all day, and then it creates like an imbalance. I think I saw that with my parents, because my mom was a stay-at-home, and my dad would come home and he had 50 busy things from the work day, and she's like, the kids did this, and he couldn't relate at all, and
all that.
yeah, I was like more interested in secretaries that were dressed up. We can get into that some other time.
Yes, I really want to know that
I
story.
kid. Yeah, we're a little bit not past that by any means, because I'm pretty sure we've talked about everything there is to talk about. But I know for us now, it's very. Are we gonna have a crying baby in the background of the video, and are we gonna be judged for that?
We will. Of course we will.
Now, Mark and I have really defined like roles because both of us work full time, and we're good at different things to run that busy. You need that. That's amazing. I wish we could film that part. So the camera's up against the Similac formula that she's trying to make for the baby to give to the babysitter to have it. So that's funny to us for some reason. But all I was saying was now we're just defined as like he deals with the finances and pays the bills, and then like I am responsible for like our daughter's scheduling. Because that's a lot of work, scheduling summer camps and all of the holidays the kids have in school, which get ready for that because you're like, yeah, they're back in school. And then you've got, then it's like a week off and you're like, what? They just went back to school.
I just want them to go to school. Period.
Should I pause it?
Yes, or talk to them. I don't know.
Nobody wants me to talk to them, just me. Oh, she'll be back. She had to take the formula up. The baby fell asleep before I came over, and then he woke up, and she thought that when the babysitter got here, and then he would go back to sleep, and he does not want to go back to sleep. But I know that my daughter would have never gone back to sleep had she woken up, had her nap disturbed, and woken up. That would have been bad. I'm trying not to work. I don't have the internet on there. If I had my work phone, you can't see that I'm working. So good. Did that work?
So, it worked.
Okay. So should we end it?
I think it's a good start for sure.
Okay.
I think when we talk about the roles, we should probably talk about like the part probably where we want to talk about is how, like in my world, probably in your world, it's you're both leaders, but like in my world, it's like Matt is.
It's like what? Just what was that word? No, seriously, I just didn't hear it. It didn't like compute. You guys are Mattis?
Mattis?
What'd you say?
What? Leaders.
Oh, yeah, because the man is the leader in your house, right?
Mm-hmm. But see, I think you have a preconceived idea of what that is. What that means is, for example,
Yes, preach. Preach.
is when we have to make a big decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if, say, we don't agree, because Matt always really does ask me, like, what do you think? What do you think? And, like, he hears me out, we talk about it and all of that. And honestly, we make a lot of decisions together, but then there's times where we disagree. So in those times when we disagree, then I have to trust him to make a decision, you know, like the final decision. I mean, I guess all other couples.
My brow is literally like, did you see that? It was like a physical reaction to what you were saying. It was like, I could feel it. Like, it was like in my brow, it like got tense and then it started going down. The idea, why can't you guys just give space in between the decision until you both find the middle ground? Because if you just give time to anything, the decision will be made.
Mm-hmm. And we have, but you know.
Yeah, we
the
don't.
personality comes into play, and you
Oh.
can disagree or be like, no, we're not
Yeah,
gonna do
see,
that.
we don't have that. Like, we don't make, in our household, we don't make a decision unless we both agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that's different, though, is that we give things time to evolve and change. So let's say, like, well, recently Mark wanted to get a non-work truck, and it was something where I was like, well, we really just don't need one. We don't have room for another vehicle. We'll have to pay insurance and stuff. And so he knew that I was not against the idea, but I wasn't on board. I didn't fully see the purpose of it and that kind of stuff. And so he put it on the table that this was something he was thinking about. And then we would revisit it later in conversations, not big, robust conversations, but I'd be like, well, why, what are you going to use it for? When I was thinking it through, like, why does he need this? Why is this important to him? Where's it going to park? Like, we had to go through all of that. And I mean, we're talking weeks of this sort of evolving, and then finally it got to a point to where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I think we can absorb that, because I even had to go through, like, well, if we're going to do that, that's money we could potentially be putting into retirement or college funds, and is this something we need? And so I had to weigh how it was going to be in our household. And then what I determined was it was something that was important to him, that he needed that extra truck to feel like if anything went wrong with his work, or if he wanted to go do something and not have it be like trackable on his work truck, which sounds really shady when I say that. But no, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah.
That he would have that flexibility. And then what I found out is we got a 4Runner for him, like an old, like 1991 4Runner he got, and he loves her, and he's out like petting her all the time and taking care of her and fixing her paint and her wheels and everything. And so I realized it was more of like something for him to do, but I would never default that he would get to make that decision without me coming to it. And what he did in the process was he respected the fact that I wasn't on board yet, but we didn't fight about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like we just gave it time to let it saturate, to just talk about it and figure it out as we went, and we respected each other's side and space that they needed to get. In this case, it was he gave me the space to come to where he was at. So it seems really strange to me, like, if had he gone and like I was like, I don't know about this, we don't agree, you're the man in the house, you will decide.
But that's not what it looks like, but yeah.
That's
That would be really funny. You decide because you're the man.
That's what it sounds like when you tell me
Yeah.
like you default to him to make the decision. That's actually a really good conversation, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know who said that was, do you know the actress Candace Cameron Bure?
Yes, I know,
whatever.
and I totally support it. On
I'm
The
sure
View.
you- Huh?
She said that on The View.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think it also has a lot to do with personality too. I mean, so we were at the very first house we got when we got married, right? I totally loved the house. And I was pregnant again.
3 months after having the last one.
Yes.
Back to the birth
so
control
we got
issue?
so we got the opportunity to get a flipper house, right?
Yeah.
Well, that Matt saw it as a flipper house, but I didn't. Does that make sense? For me, it's just like the last thing I want to do is move. Like,
Right.
I'm pregnant. We have a kid.
Right.
At that time, he was 6 months? Yeah, he was 6
Right.
months old. He's
You
6
were
months
learning
old.
how to take care of an infant.
I was pregnant, first time mom, highly hormonal, all that stuff. Yeah.
Don't blame
like-
it on your hormones.
Huh?
There's nothing wrong with your hormones. They're beautiful and natural.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. So I didn't want to move to this house, right? And so, so we didn't agree. So we did give it, space. And then, I kind of then started to think about, well, what could be some of the benefits? Like, I started to be open to the idea, because I think it's important to also maybe try to explore why your partner wants to make a certain decision, especially
Well, that's
that
what I
when you're
just
pregnant.
said.
Well, I know, I'm telling you, it's kind of the same thing.
But did he buy the house before you were on board? The flipper
No,
house?
he did not.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then we're saying the same thing, but
We're seeing the same thing,
then
but
you've
it's a
got-
different process.
well, yeah, but then why do you have this weird like he's the man, he makes the final decision?
Well, because honestly, I didn't want to move, but I'm thinking because he really wants to do it and sees it. Well, what he said was, I can really, flip it and it'll benefit us, financially. And for me, I'm like, okay,
But to me, that seems not like like giving over to the man to make a decision. To me, that seems like it was kind of a risky business decision, and it was out of your wheelhouse, and you trusted your business partner in a way. Do you know what I mean? Less
but
about
that's
like
what we do. But I'm just giving you the example because as Christians, that is what we do. Like for me, I could have just been stubborn and been like, and held to my guns and been like, we're not moving.
Well, yeah, but then you get into a fight and your marriage ends, and then it's just dumb. So I'm glad that you didn't do that.
The only reason why I considered it was because of that. I'm
But-
like, I'm gonna trust him,
Right. Yeah, we're totally getting to the same spot, but your language seems very punitive and like do you know what I mean?
Like, yes, sir.
Because we did the same exact thing. I heard
Yeah,
Mike out. I figured out what he needed and why he was wanting to make this decision, and then I came to the table, but I would never be like, I trust his decision ultimately as the man of the house.
I think it's probably the wording, but yeah.
I think a lot of it is in the wording.
Yeah.
I actually do.
And it was a horrible move, by the way. I mean, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm still in denial about all the moving you've done. I like your nails. You're really sparkly and pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so
And actually, it was a really good, like he said, it did turn out to be really good financially. But then here's the key: what if it wouldn't have? Would I have like thrown it in
been
his face?
resentful.
Yeah.
If you lost money financially, yeah.
Yeah. But
Man.
I think that could be the advantage.
But you made a calculated decision, an informed decision probably when you supported it because you knew that he was property intelligent in some way.
He is, he has a degree in business.
Well, I don't
But
think
he's in
that,
law enforcement.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with
no,
it.
not really.
Whatever the case may be, I think that he really knew what he was doing.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so we've been on camera for a while.
That's
I
not
would
that
love
bad.
for you to see how it's saved. The file is saved as Jesus loving mom screw. I think on that note, would you like to end our first video?
Yes.
And we will be back
I think it was good.
if people want us to be back. Or maybe we'll
They
just
will.
be back. And maybe next time I'll be able to actually look in the camera.
Yeah. Do you
'Cause-
want to hire somebody?
No, it's just that I'm shy and I don't want to look at myself, and so.
Oh, but
you're
you look so cute.
Thanks. Should I bounce? Maybe if I bounce.
Why don't you add like music to it? Chicka bow bow.
To bounce? Oh, really? You going there?
Oh.
I thought you were against that kind of stuff.
I'm not. Get behind me, Satan.
Get behind. That was funny when you sat down. The whole get behind me. I was like, that's not the get behind me I was thinking of. You're like, it's in the Bible.
It
That was
is.
amazing. Okay.
Okay.
So if you like
did it.
it, you said to tell them to.
Subscribe.
Yes. Now, we don't know who you are or how you're going to find us, but we'll figure it out.
Yes.
She's got Jesus on her side, so.
Yeah, I got connection.
Yeah, and I'll just try to use logic and figure out how to get networked. You know.